welcome everyone. We'll just wait for people to join in. Nice to see everyone. Um,
No,
can everyone see and hear me? No, my video's not working, is it? There we go. Hi, I do have a face. Hello. While we wait for people to join, why don't you put in the chat where you are joining from today? Location, your business, all of this will be interesting to hear. So yeah, tell us in the chat. I'll keep letting people in. Joining from the right stuff, Edinburgh. Love that name, Antonia. Kate runs a kawaii sticker and stationery business in South Manchester. Nice. Kate, I am not far from you in Marple in Stockport. And that sounds really cool. Sarah from Stationery Supplies has got two shops in Cheshire and is the coordinator of National Stationery Week. Very welcome. Simon from Stationery Solutions in Braintree, Essex. Another from Essex, Violet from Office Stationery online retailer. Jane at Axminster Printing in Devon, Print and Stationery. Hi, Heidi from Early Bird Designs, retailer in London and publishing in Canterbury. And this is Betsy, the marketing assistant, who, whenever I start a Zoom call, jumps on my lap and feels like people need to see her. I'm going to put her down and then I will share my screen. And if more people join, I will let them in. Sarah, Stationery Supplies, I'm going to make you co-host just in case anything goes wrong. I mean, no pressure. Or more people try to come in and I can't let them in. So no pressure, but you are now about to run a presentation, Sarah. Welcome and thank you so much for signing up for this webinar. I hope it's going to be super helpful to you. My name is Karen Webber. I run a business called Goodness Marketing, and actually, I live just down the road, very close to our Sarah, and that is how I managed to get involved in this lovely campaign. I'm just going to ask if people can mute themselves. If you're not muted, that would be really helpful. So this webinar is all about taking the stress out of marketing for National Stationery Week. We're going to aim to make it feel really doable, exciting, even fun. And I hope you're going to walk away with some tangible ideas and, of course, the workbook. So I sent you the workbook via email, but if you scan that QR code, you should be able to also access the Google Doc via that. So just shout in the chat. I'll just keep an eye on the chat if there's a problem with that. Thanks. Sarah's shared the links in the chat as well. So let's start with a quick warm up. I've already asked you to say something in the chat, but I would love for you to drop just one word in the chat to describe how you feel about marketing right now. And when I ask this question, I get usually very varied answers from vomitous to stressed. I love that the first one, Heidi, says fun, because I think if marketing feels fun, the output is just so much better. So no pressure, and it's absolutely fine if yours is not as positive. Simon, frustrating. I feel that. Violet says disheartening. I do get that a lot. It can sometimes just feel like so much effort for so little reward. And we'll see if anyone else brave enough to share before we move on. I can share a little bit about my background. So I worked in marketing agencies for about 12 years, and I definitely felt like I'd fallen out of love with marketing because the marketing I was expected to do didn't feel aligned with who I was as a person and the kind of work that I wanted to do. So I know that feeling of feeling quite disheartened and what's the point of marketing? And I set up my business 8 years ago to combat bad marketing. So I always say I try to rescue good people from bad marketing because there's so much out there. And I like to think that I present a different approach that actually feels good, does good, and gets good results for your marketing and for your business. So that is why I wanted to put this together and share some really practical, even if you've never done social media before, if you've never taken part in National Stationery Week before, that's absolutely fine. And I hope you'll walk away with something really practical. And that if you do feel like some of the chat saying now, confusing and time consuming, if you do feel like marketing is just a pain, that by the end of this, you will feel a bit more hopeful. So let's crack on with that. So, National Stationery Week, for anyone new, is an annual celebration with a huge wide audience. They're really active on socials, and I just think it's such a good opportunity for anybody who sells stationery to jump onto what is happening already. It's got this built-in buzz. They already have a following. There's an audience waiting, and they're engaging, they're searching for content. So you are already not starting from scratch. If you jump on this marketing bandwagon of National Stationery Week, you are plugging into something that already has energy, momentum, and an audience. So, in theory, it's an easy way to get seen and to connect with others by tapping into this big audience. And of course, people love stationery. It's emotional, it's nostalgic, it's fun. We all have a favorite thing, I think. Most of us have a notebook problem, or in my case, a sticky note problem. It's not a problem. It's a quirk. But people have this emotional connection with stationery, and when we bring all of that together for a week with National Stationery Week, it's a brilliant opportunity for you to ride that wave and get involved. People are actively searching and engaging with the content. And the best news, probably for you, is that you don't have to create lots of new marketing content unless you want to. And you can actually use what you've got. And I'll show you tonight how to do that. And you can curate content of other people and still be totally part of it all. So campaigns like this one give you a platform to be part of something bigger. You're sharing the spotlight with big brands. So by using the official hashtag, tagging the campaign, tagging sponsors, you actually get a chance to be seen alongside bigger names. And that visibility is something that small businesses often don't get on our own. So in many ways, it's leveling the playing field. So whether you are a one-person Etsy shop or a high street retailer, everyone can participate equally, especially on social media. So if you can create some great content, and I think when I say great content, people think, oh, I have to film something marvelous. That's not what I mean with great content, and we'll get to that. But if you can share your authentic passion, or even something like a clever caption or a funny photo, or Sarah's done things like jumped out of a box, and then people love that. It's about getting noticed and getting reshared. No budget required. So being part of this National Stationery Week community and taking part in the week gives you lots of credibility, because being part of something bigger builds trust. When people see your people who buy from you, see you taking part in something national, this national campaign, it inevitably adds to your credibility. It shows you're active, it shows you're relevant, and it shows you're passionate about the work you do. So it's brilliant to see on the National Stationery Week website, there's already loads of ideas, themes, prompts, inspirations, ways to get involved, which means that it's less pressure for you to come up with marketing content from scratch. You can still show your brand's personality while staying aligned with this wider conversation. It also gives lots of opportunity for interaction. So this campaign makes it very easy for you to comment, share, connect with other people, your customers, brands, potential collaborators, and every post is a chance to start a conversation. And of course, then I like to think that momentum, you can grow your audience, but that momentum then carries on beyond the week. That engagement, the content, the connections you build can last far beyond it. So it's like a springboard into new followers, new email subscribers, new customer relationships, even media coverage. So I really think it's quick and easy to get involved, and hopefully you're getting excited about what's possible and not too worried that it's going to be loads of extra work. Because the key thing to remember is you don't need to create the wave. The wave is there, you just need to ride it. It's ready made for you. So you really don't have to worry about creating something huge. It's really about showing up and joining the conversation. And I don't know if there's any Schitt's Creek fans watching, but Moira says that when one of us shines, all of us shine. And it's this idea of being part of this community and it having this halo effect. So you can absolutely start small, and you can even choose to focus on engagement rather than, creating lots of new content. Even just getting involved, commenting, being visible, and being a little bit creative can really help. So if you are just starting with social media, I would say the bare minimum that you'd want to do is to be tagging National Stationery Week and using hashtags. So on the website of the campaign, there are official hashtags. So NatStat Week is one, Writing Matters, Love Stationery, but absolutely tag the main National Stationery Week account and any of the sponsors, because this really boosts your chances of being reshared and of them amplifying what you're putting out to their audiences. And then definitely engage with others. So follow those hashtags, follow the National Stationery Week main account, comment, like, and share posts from other people, because this builds relationships, which is really important, and again, boosts your visibility. So it's about being part of the conversation. It isn't just about sharing your stuff or shouting into the void, which I know marketing often feels like, but it's actually being social on social media. And I think I say this a lot to people. Social media is for being social. Social media is for having conversations. But it can feel like a lot of work. Whereas I think in this case, it's quite condensed. It's over the next, is it 6 weeks? Is it 1 month? Yeah, 5 weeks, something like that. No pressure, Sarah. 5 weeks on the countdown. But it isn't that long. So if you start to ramp that up now and have this focused week of busyness around socials and commenting and all of these things, then it is about being part of that conversation. Sarah saying in the chat as well that when you tag National Stationery Week, they will try and share all the tag posts to their story. So it's again, you don't have to think, oh, I've created this thing and I only have 50 followers and only 5 of them will see it. If you tag National Stationery Week and they reshare that, you're being shown to a wider audience. So you are probably already doing things every single day that your audience would love to see. And for you, it is probably very run of the mill, very everyday, boring things because you do it all the time. But for other people, it's really interesting. So I want you to start thinking about what is a moment, looking for moments, because marketing isn't just planned campaigns or launches or product releases. It's actually about capturing real everyday moments, because that builds a relationship and it builds trust with people over time. So there's lots of moments coming up over the next 5 weeks in the run up to National Stationery Week. So you can actually document your preparations for National Stationery Week and snap pictures and videos of things you are already doing. It's just about having like your radar, your antennae up and going, is this content? Could this be a post? So things like getting new stock in, preparing your window display, writing thank you cards or packing orders or meeting with suppliers, setting up a stationery themed shelf, or even things like attending this webinar. People are so nosy, aren't they? We love to see behind the scenes of what businesses we enjoy like buying from or other businesses are up to. So even something like, I'm attending this webinar, I'm planning some exciting marketing over the next 5 weeks, or getting ready and excited for National Stationery Week, 34 days to go or whatever. And then of course, tag the campaign to build the buzz. So these are the real life behind the scenes things that people love to see because we are nosy, and they help your audience feel connected to your journey. And I don't want you to think, oh, but I sell notebooks or cards. Why would people care about what I get up to on a Wednesday evening. They do. And if you don't believe me, maybe try it once and just see, because inevitably, when people put their face or say something about their life, they get more engagement. And I would love for you to try that. So in the workbook, there are some more ideas, but I wanted to share some of these prompts and maybe challenge you to choose one of these to maybe even do this week. So I do think some of these are content ideas that are basically right under your nose, which means that they are low effort, but they can have a big impact. Again, because people are nosy and they'll be pulled in by these behind the scenes kind of bits of content, and they'll relate it to their own. So things like your workspace, whether it's tidy or messy, actually, I think real is more relatable. Anybody can go on Canva or Unsplash or whatever and get a really pretty flat lay of a beautiful workspace, but actually showing what your life looks like is really relatable. If you have a favorite pen or notebook or card, share it with people and tell us why it's the thing that made you laugh or the pen that you always go to. Sarah will be horrified, I know, but any pen purists out there? This big is just my favorite, and I buy them in big packs. And then I know Sarah rolls her eyes. But any content like that, people have a story and they'll go, Sarah might go, oh, I'll never write with a big. You probably won't say this, but then someone like me might comment and say, oh, I always write with that. So yeah, sharing little stories about things you're passionate about. What's on my desk today? Do you have an interesting mug or an interesting plant that you can tell a story about? Give the plant a name, call it Penny for Penny the Pen Pot or whatever, and tease out engagement from people. Ask them, this is on my desk, what's on yours? If you are an online retailer and you take great care, as I'm sure you do, packaging your orders, show that, show how you package it up, show the love and care that goes into it, show the little thank you note that you write and put into it. When you get new stock in, film a quick unboxing. Video does do so well on social media, and I'll talk about it in a bit more detail in a minute. But I think I say to people, do some video, and they just get horrified because they think they have to like do a selfie video. An unboxing of stock with you just talking is fine. It's interesting, and people will like that. If you have a sketchbook or an ideas bullet journal or something like that, draw something and show them what goes on behind the scenes. So these examples are really, I think, just prompts for you to, like I say, have your radar up for those moments and go, oh, actually, that is quite a nice mug that I keep my pens in. Just snap a picture of that. Look for the moments that are right under your nose. Um, so, sorry, let me just get control of my slides. So if you're new to social media and this feels a little challenging or overwhelming, start small. There's no need to now go and plan this massive campaign and I'm going to post every day until National Stationery Week. Start with 1 to 2 simple posts. Look at that workbook and see which of those feel doable and choose just 1 or 2 to do it. And don't overthink it. Raw and real performs better than polished. I think we have left that era of the perfect Instagram grid or, perfectly professional posts at all times. We've left that era behind. And there's loads of research that shows that consumers buy from authentic brands. I saw a stat this week. I think it's consumers said they are 86% more likely to buy from businesses they perceive to be authentic. And the benefit that you have as a small business is you are not like, I know some of you aren't that small businesses, but if you can bring some of that realness of your experience in, you are way better off than Amazon and Google and all of these places that are seen as inauthentic. So you do actually have the edge there. When you take your photos and when you film your videos, trust me, your phone is fine. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't need anything special. You don't need a ring light. You might want to think about, and I probably should have had it, but something to stabilize your camera. So if you do something like an unboxing, just making sure your camera is not all over the show while you try to unbox, or get someone to film it over your shoulder. But you don't need lots of equipment. Your phone is fine. And I'm so glad Heidi said that at the start about marketing feels fun, because when you have fun and you share your excitement and you share your passion and you share your love of the things you sell, then your people will feel that energy. So what is mundane to you or run of the mill is actually genuinely exciting and interesting to others. So if you can reconnect with your why, reconnect with why you started this business, and then let some of that shine through, it can be really powerful. Just keep a quick look on the chat. Kate says, in love with Tom's studio pens. I think I know which ones you mean. Do they come in nice colours? I think they do. I think they're quite fancy. Um, so some more creative content ideas. If you scan that QR code, it will take you to the Involve Me page on the National Stationery Week website. And there they talk about the 7 days of stationery themes. So you'll have hashtags, you'll have daily prompts and ideas. If you're a retailer, you want to highlight the different products each day or plan themed offers. But don't feel like you need to reinvent the wheel. Sarah and whoever supports her have come up with these ideas. So just jump on that, make sure you tag them, and then you don't have to overthink it. Share why writing matters to you or your business. And again, here, I think be personal. I think sometimes we think, oh, I'm writing something to be published. I have to be super professional and serious. Don't speak from the heart, because that's what will connect with people on an emotional level. And then ask your audience questions. So this type of content is called UGC. You may have heard of it, user generated content. I don't know, I call it lazy content, and I'm absolutely fine with that. But this is where you say to people, this is my all-time favorite pen, good old Black Big. What is your all-time favorite pen? And inviting that out. You can present this as a post. You can have a poll and then reshare the results of that poll, and then that's a second post. You can ask people about things like, do you still write handwritten notes? So maybe you write a handwritten note when people order from you, and then you share that, and then you ask people, do you still write handwritten notes? What stationery item do you always stock up on? Share your favorite stationery brands, give them a shout out, and make sure to tag them. Take a picture of the product and tag them. Talk about your product range and what makes your stationery special. Don't hold back. Um, you can even ask some of your regulars, if you have a shop, when they come in, to talk through maybe their favorite items, what they would buy, what are the stationery items that they can't live without, that they can't do their job without, and ask them if they're happy for you to film them. Again, this is something I've done for Sarah, and talked about the wonderful paper that I get very excited about. But I'm sure most of you will know somebody who always buys from you and who will be genuinely happy to do something like this. And then releasing it around the hype of National Stationery Week, again, just means that you ride that wave. Share that simple content like your desk accessories, things like your favorite mug, your favorite pen pot, coaster, the plant sitting there, because those little details really bring personality to your posts, and they help your audience connect with you on a deeper level as a real person, not just as a business. And you can tell a story, like maybe the mug was a gift from a customer, or that plant's been with you since you started your business, or it has a funny name. People love having that peek into your workspace. And of course, if you sell those items or you use them to complement your stationery range, you can spotlight them maybe as part of a special offer that you might want to run during National Stationery Week. Now, don't panic. You don't have to do video and like pose and be all polished and perfect. It doesn't even have to be your face. Short, simple videos actually perform best on social media because they feel real and they feel relatable. So I wanted to share a few ideas that if you want to be brave and you want to try video, here are a few quite easy things you can do. So a pen test, literally scribbling some of the pens that you sell on a piece of paper or a handwriting demo. Just grab your favorites, write out a quote or do a little scribble test. People, it's quite weirdly satisfying, isn't it, to see how ink looks on paper. Especially if you leave the sound on and that is it ASMR, AMSR, that sound. So you can leave that on. Flick through your planner. If you use a bullet journal or a diary or any kind of paper organizer, on camera, flick through it, talk through maybe how you plan your week or in the run up to National Stationery Week, what have you got coming up? If you're planning some offers or yeah, special events, maybe you can, circle the date in the diary and show that as a video. Even a messy thing gives people something to connect with. You can film a quick product tour. You can walk through some of the stationery you sell or the accessories. Don't have to cover everything. You can just, take a favorite notepad and tell the story about that. Tag National Stationery Week, tag the supplier, or give people a behind the scenes peek, like packing up orders, restocking your shelf. Um, Let your audience in on those moments. I think too often people who sell products just go, oh, I have to talk about just the product and say, this is the price and this is why you should buy it. Actually, let people in on those moments and make them feel part of the process of your business. And just to reiterate, short and simple is absolutely okay. 15, 30-second video filmed on your phone can be absolutely effective, and sometimes even more so than something that's like professionally edited. Because as consumers, we are very switched on to something that looks like an ad and that looks like people are trying to sell to you. Whereas we want to see the real interaction. It's about showing up, it's not about being perfect. So I've already mentioned UGC, so getting your audience involved, creating user-generated content. But one of the easiest ways to boost engagement during National Stationery Week is to involve your audience directly. So again, asking them to share their favorites and tag them. Encouraging them to tag you so you can reshare their posts. So don't just ask them to tag you and then go, oh, that's nice. Actually reshare it. Not only does it give your content a wider reach, but it helps build that sense of community around your brand. You could even turn it into a fun, low effort giveaway. So something like, tell us your favorite notebook and why you love it for a chance to win a surprise stationery bundle or to win a notebook. If you've got older stock or samples lying around, maybe you can put together some mystery bags or mini bundles. People love a surprise. People love a blind bag, don't they? I know I do. You can offer them as prizes or you can sell them at a discount as a limited time offer during National Stationery Week. Just remember when you share these posts to put a clear call to action in your post. So tell people exactly what you want them to do. So for example, tag us in your post and use National Stationery Week hashtag for a chance to be featured. So I think when people remember that when people use social media, they can be quite distracted, and we all benefit from having a clear, I want you to do this thing. But ultimately, it is about making it fun, making it easy, making it interactive while you keep your brand in the spotlight. And then, if you have the time or the resources to go a little bit bigger and to dream a little bit bigger during National Stationery Week, maybe for this one, maybe for next year, there are some brilliant ways to make a real impact online and offline. Things like hosting a creative activity, something simple but engaging, like a letter writing session or a demonstration of gift wrapping or a mini calligraphy workshop. This could be in person if you have the physical space. It could be online via Instagram Live or Zoom, but it gives people a reason to connect with your brand and to join in. And again, it's that halo effect of tapping into people's real excitement around stationery and going, yes, we all love the same thing. And now we're celebrating it and then tagging National Stationery Week. To boost participation, you can ask a sponsor, maybe for a prize. They're often happy to support something fun and relevant, especially obviously if their products are featured, whether that's a bundle of stationery or a discount or a sample pack. Um, you could also, of course, I've mentioned the leftover or older stock before, but yeah, charity mystery bags, brilliant idea. I think. Can I come to your shop and buy it? You can donate those proceeds to a local cause if you want to, or leave them around the community with a little take me home note, maybe with a voucher for your shop, and including your social media handles and the hashtag to keep it all connected. If you have a shop, maybe you want to make a National Stationery Week themed window display, catching the eye of any passers-by, and again, creating perfect content for social media. You can show the behind the scenes prep. You can show how you're making some of the bits and get people to guess what you're working on. Even run a competition for people who spot it first and share it on their social media. Whatever you choose to do, obviously you want to be promoting it online, even if it is an offline event. Take photos, create a reel, go live, post updates, and then share it on different groups. So if you have a local presence, using local Facebook groups to talk about National Stationery Week, to talk about the events or the activities or the campaigns you're doing with your business. It just brings new energy to your feed and shows that you're actively part of this nationwide celebration. So I've mentioned community. One of the most powerful things you can do, I think, during National Stationery Week is to collaborate. You don't have to go at it alone. This campaign really is all about community and celebrating what we all have in common. I would say start by tagging and supporting other small businesses and creatives that you love, whether they make stationery or sell beautiful mugs or create beautiful calligraphy art. Giving them a shout out will build goodwill and often leads to them sharing your stuff back. You could take it a step further and actually actively collaborate. You could co-host a giveaway or an Instagram live with a partner brand. It could be as simple as follow both accounts and tag a friend to be entered into a draw. But thinking creatively about how you can come together with others who share similar audiences and who share a similar goal, which is to be active during National Stationery Week. Um, don't forget to feature your customers. So share those photos if they tag you or if they post a lovely review or they send you a message. Share that and say thank you. Like I said before, you could get a top shopper to share their favorite products and show your community that you notice and value them. And always kind of look for ways to spark conversation. Ask people to vote on things like their favorite pen color or to share their handwriting or to tell you what their go-to stationery item is. These small interactions build engagement and can help you feel more connected to your audience and them to you. It really matters. I really want to like drive this point home around collaboration. Coming together with others can extend your reach in ways that can be very difficult to do on your own. It deepens relationships and it just makes the whole thing more fun, I think. It brings a more human, connected energy to your marketing, and that's what people remember. So I've shared the social media workbook with you. There's all sorts of things in there, Mad Lib style prompts. If you haven't downloaded it yet, you can scan that QR code. Caption starters to hopefully save you time. I know people have replied to my email earlier and said time is my problem. So hopefully having these caption starters will mean that you can just use those. Don't feel like, oh, everyone else will use it or make it your own, but use it to make your life easier. I've included a checklist to help you structure your planning for National Stationery Week. Um, And I just wanted to remind you, like, I'm an ideas person. That could have been 40 pages full of ideas. Don't be overwhelmed by all the ideas in there and feel like you need to do all of them. Just pick a few. Choose the ones that sound like the most fun, the most doable. If you've never filmed something, don't now go, oh, I'll watch some YouTube videos to learn how to film something to do this thing. Choose the easiest thing. And this round of National Stationery Week, focus on those things. And then schedule the time to stay consistent. So you've made the time to spend 45 minutes with me tonight to get ahead. Now I want you to go and say every Monday at 1 o'clock or whatever, I'm going to take an hour or I'm going to take half an hour to do some prep for National Stationery Week and actually commit to that so that you can stay consistent. That's just an example of some of the sample prompts that you can use that are all in the workbook as well. So just another link there to the Get Involved page, the National Stationery Week Get Involved page that you can scan. There's also downloadable graphics on the website and a reminder to use those hashtags. So to recap, follow and tag National Stationery Week in your social media. Plan 2 to 3 simple posts at first. Keep it simple, don't overwhelm yourself. Engage with other people, build that community, use social for social, ask questions from your audience, use the prompts and collaborate if you can. And remember, you don't need a big team or a budget. You need your passion. You need to show up. You need to bring those things that you nerd out about, like pens and, sustainable paper, all the things that get you excited, rude cards, and be yourself and have fun because that energy is absolutely contagious. And that's the thing that I think is so rare on social media nowadays. Things either feel like ads or they feel like big brands, and we've lost that human connection. And I think people are seeking it out. So the more you can bring some of your humanity into it, the better. And lean into this idea that marketing can be light, joyful, and human. And I want to give you one immediate bit of homework, which I want you to put in the chat. What is one idea from today that you commit to trying? And Sarah can check up on you because you're going to have to tag her in the post that you can make. But I want you to commit to one action that you're going to take off the back of all of this barrage of thoughts that I've given you. And then I'm very happy to take questions for the next few minutes. I'm going to have a look at the chat. How long should the video last? A question from Ray. There is no rule on this. I would say 15 to 30 seconds and really to focus on those first few seconds. So I heard a stat the other day that said people choose within the first, and it was like milliseconds, whether they're going to carry on watching a video. So very often you'll see people start a video saying, "Hi, I'm Karen from Goodness Marketing, and today I want to talk about swipe." People are gone. So you want to start, if you maybe look on TikTok, because TikTokers do this really well. They'll go, "You'll never believe what happened." And at the end of the video, you'll have this mad new skill. "Hi, I'm Karen from Goodness Marketing, and next I'm going to tell you blah, blah, blah." So that first few seconds of a video are absolutely important. You'll never believe why this is my favorite pen. And people go, "Oh, I'm sticking around for this chat." So don't bore people is the main point. And remember who you're speaking to. You're speaking to people who are just scrolling, looking for information, so they don't want super long videos. Let's see, speeded up unboxing. Yes, we love a sped up video. That's a really good idea. Kate says, "I'm going to approach someone to do a joint bundle and go live with them." Yay, look forward to that. Heidi's going to post about my desk. Heidi, is your desk messy or tidy? Messy. Love to hear it. Look forward to that. Julie's off. She's looking forward to National Stationery Week. I think she's probably gone off to film something or plan something. Violet's going to do a desk tour as well. And Ray is going to do a Lagami box unboxing. Amazing. You all have plans. Did anyone have any questions apart from the video one before we wrap up? Jane's cat has got a wavy tail, but I don't think that's a question. No. No questions? Well, you all have my email, so if something does come up, please ask. But yeah, I would just say go to that National Stationery Week website and use the get involved prompts and ideas there as well. There's plenty, but make sure you keep it easy for yourself and simple. Sarah, I don't know if you wanted to add something or something I've left out, maybe.
Couldn't even unmute myself then. I first of all, thank you all for coming. It's been great to see so many people here. And thank you, Karen, for this wonderful ideas. There's just so many to go on here. I really just want you all to get involved. I don't care what you do, just do something lovely with stationery, something funny or whatever. I think the thing that comes to me overall out of this is just have fun. And I think that is what the week's all about. It's all about celebrating stationery and having fun. And we will endeavour to share everything to stories that we can find, but we can't find it if we don't tag you. Sorry, you don't tag us. And the other thing I'd say is please engage with the people who comment on your posts. I quite often, Karen touched on this earlier, I quite often see people replying, or I've replied to posts, and the person that's posted doesn't bother to reply to you. It takes you seconds to do it, and it'll mean the world to that person. They're more likely to engage with you in future if you engage back with them. So I'm just looking forward to seeing all these wonderful tags now from you all. You're all going to have fun. I want to see you jumping out of boxes and showing me your desk and your pens and your mugs, and it's going to be fun. And your highlighters, Jackie.
Mm. Oh, look. Oh, love that. That's the thing. And I think National Stationery Week is obviously for you as businesses, you have that angle, but I'm a consumer. Like I'm just someone who enjoys stationery and I get excited. Like when Jackie lifted that up, I was like, oh, what shape is that posted? I want to know. And I thought it was a post-it that. Oh, it's a tape
That's
dispenser.
really cute.
How cute. And that's the thing. I think when we see things all the time, it takes someone to hold up a mirror and go, no, actually, that's really interesting. Like going, oh, actually, Jackie, your tape dispenser belongs on Instagram. So it is about tapping into those things that get you excited and remembering that there will always be other people who will always also get excited about that. Um, so yeah, lots of excitement and fun and you showing up as you. Well, thank you very much for coming along. I'll be sharing the replay when I've sorted it all. And please stay in touch and enjoy National Stationery Week.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thanks,
everybody.
everyone. Bye.
Thanks. Bye. Bye.